Yo, I got something to say. It's your boy Frankly, and I'm on my podcast with the one and only NIq Bohr.
I really hope there's only one and only.
One and only. It's only you. It's only you, man. What's good, man? How you feeling?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm excited to have you on the show.
Appreciate that.
For a number of reasons. One of the things, I gave you a shout out the other day. I don't know if you saw that on my Instagram page.
Oh, did you?
I did. I gave you and your whole Lovelace crew a shout out. You guys, honestly, I remember the first conversation I had with you, because you didn't know me, but I knew that you guys rolled deep. And
we tend to do that a little bit.
You did. And I remember, I don't remember names, but I do remember faces. Mm-hmm. But you sat in the back, had the Redskin hat on. And you had like
Redskins hat on?
You did. It was like 12 of you guys.
Back.
I counted. I was like, yo,
I don't
1,
remember.
2, 3, 4, 5, 12 of them. So you were like, yo, I'm about to actually, do stuff in here. I'm already doing stuff, and start talking about the hip hop scene in the DMV. And I was just moving back from Boston.
Yep.
So I was like, yo, I'm gonna follow this guy and see what he's talking about.
That.
But everything you said that day, as far as you doing shows, you say you're doing more shows and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I think you mentioned about podcasting, or at the time you might even started already.
I'm pretty sure with like early Geronimo days, I was still doing my podcast. Yeah.
So, but every single thing you said, you're doing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I try, man. I wish I had more things to tell you to, be like, I'm about to do this now, and that way, 2 years from now, we have the same conversation. Mm-hmm. But I really have no idea what I'm about to do.
Yeah. But you said something too, though. You said it doesn't happen overnight.
No way.
It takes work, and it's what you were telling me. And I remember that conversation because I know it takes.
Well, that was probably
time and stuff like that.
Probably a year and some change ago.
Yeah.
So definitely not overnight. I mean, I don't know how much a year and some change is, but. Yeah, definitely not one day.
It has to be,
early. I want to say early 2018 is probably when that was going down, or late 2017.
Late 2017, because it had to be December is when I first.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no. It was early 2018, because it was still winter, and I just started coming to the scene, and they were just trying to work me in as far as
early 2018. That's when I started Boredom.
Yeah.
My podcast, so that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
that's right when I was.
Check 1 2 check.
I was definitely in the planning stages of some shows. I was definitely moving forward as more of a creative rather than a behind the scenes person. I used to manage a lot of people, and I kind of stepped away from being like a business manager because I'm not really a business person. I mean, I literally have business people like in hand, like my manager now is like a very business savvy person, and then my business manager is also a very business person. So like I have 2 managers now, and the artists I used to manage, I've either moved them from that to like the label that I now work with, or I just consult with them. So it's a little of everything that I do, but like, I was never really a business person. I kind of just got my foot in where I could put it. But so it's definitely a lot different now than where it was then, because we're like halfway through 2019 now, which is crazy.
It is. Like, you're going by fast, right?
Yeah, this is nuts.
Like,
this is nuts.
So the people who are listening right now, this is actually, I'm excited to say this is like a new launch of this show.
This is cool, man. I'm just a big podcast fan. Yeah. So seeing more people do stuff like this, like we're just chilling in a room at a table, across from each other, talking to the microphones. I love it. It's amazing. And I've moved back and forth from the kind of the couch area of boredom to like we're kind of back sitting around a table, and just like it's boredom is just whatever I'm making at this point. But I'm liking this vibe of podcasting. I think it's back to where it truly needs to be.
Yeah.
And but yes, you seeing you popping up is very dope, because I've been watching Fan Swap, and you have me on Fan Swap, and you guys have been working really well with me to help me promote my shows, getting my couple of people on there, and Shout out to Aaliyah, that's your manager. Yeah, shout out to her. She's been very. I DM her every time a new thing comes up, and I'm just like, "Yo, help me out." And she does very well with it. So
she's good.
Shout out to her.
She's on the top of her game.
So how many episodes of this do you have now?
Of IGS?
Of IGS.
Yeah, so I have a lot of podcasts.
You have a lot
of IGSS, but as of just coming back to the DMV, I probably have, I think it was like 49.
Oh, so you did this before?
Yeah.
Oh, then you brought it back here?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is your rebrand.
Yeah.
Oh, relaunch, you said.
So I probably had like all together 200 shows.
Crazy.
Yeah. And so I started in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
I killed it in Boston. And, honestly, because I worked for the church back in the day.
Okay.
So most people don't know that, but I did.
Right, yeah.
And so I'm a people person. I've been in front of thousands of people, but I wanted to convert this to really be, get stories from people. So that's why the show's called IGSS, because everyone has a story. And so, like, I've interviewed people, like, from being child prostitutes to rappers from Detroit who's killing the game right now. So, that's the reason why I have, but now I'm focusing on, it's like you asked me a question.
You're good, man.
But honestly, I'm focusing on more so the local talent, influencers, stuff like that in the DMV. Hence, that's the reason why we have Fan Swap, because there's so much talent here in Fan Swap, like in the DMV. Man. And we got to be next. Yeah,
we got to be next. Like it's almost inevitable. There's too much talent, and with something in the water going so smoothly, and I want to say by next year or 2 years from now that there's some type of local stage there. Like, something in the water is just amazing, and for that to come right back to VA and put a spotlight like that on VA, and then just kind of, it's getting people to talk about the state, which is in turn getting to talk about the people who are from the state, such as Pharrell, Timbaland, Pusha T. The list goes on, and I don't think people understand that. I'm sure your audience is probably way more scoped out because you said you're from Boston. But most of my audience is VA, DMV people. So me saying that isn't saying a whole lot. But like you being from Boston, maybe carrying a couple of those Boston people with you, that's going to bring a lot of people to like, yo, maybe there is something going on in VA. And like truly, like it's that's an understatement in my head. Like there's so much going on here.
So much.
Like I say VA because I'm from VA, but the entire DMV as well. Like I know a lot of people from Maryland, a lot of people from DC, but VA is my home, so I always say VA first. But this whole area, this from the state line of VA up, and I can't speak on North Carolina, but VA, DMV area, there's so much here.
Yeah.
And we're just all kind of, I don't know what the term is, but like it's very scattered, and so that's why it's kind of like hard to say, what's really gonna happen next or anything like that. But I think soon, if we can get ourselves kind of just organized a little more, that'll be something real.
It will be.
And like I really think with Pharrell doing something like something in the water, just bringing eyes here, it's gonna do a lot.
Yeah.
For at least for the industry to be like, oh, there's things here. Oh, we see artist A, B, and C. We're gonna pluck them and take them with us. And if that happens, God bless you. But we'll see.
There's so much stuff going on. I actually made sure I lived in Boston for 4 years. I'm from here though.
Are you from here?
I'm from here.
Cool.
But
Either way, bro. Either way.
So with that experience in Boston, the Boston scene is like crazy.
Which is funny because that's the first time I've ever heard that before. Yeah. I don't, and so that to me that brings you saying that brings a lot of more validity to what I'm saying then, because I've never heard of Boston having a good scene like that. So in turn, I feel like a lot of people don't think that VA and the DMV have a good scene like that. So
they think we're from the country.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they think it's all trees down here. So if that's the case, then that's also the case here. It's like there is something happening in Boston, there is something happening in Virginia and the DMV. So I'm with it. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited all together. The music scene, the podcasting scene. Yeah. I think that we have the one thing that I was like, yo, coming to this, this year, I said the one word I said, create.
Great.
And so I was like, I was determined. In November, I turned around. I got my stuff. Went to the court and got all the stuff situated for C180. Stands for strengthen the culture in the community. And so that's what I do. Like, I'm all about the culture in the community. All about it.
180 is your thing.
180. Yeah. C180 is my thing.
Yeah.
180 means change, turnaround.
Okay.
So
got it.
So like, I want to make sure that there's change and turnaround in the culture in the community.
I fuck with it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I gotta be that person. Definitely. And then also one thing that I'm very good at is bridging people together. Like, some people talk about that, but I really like, if you say, Frank, I need X, Y, and Z, I promise you, within a matter of weeks, X, Y, and Z, I have it for you. That's and dope. I've always been that person.
I wish I could say the same thing.
Yeah, I do. Like, sometimes you have, you just notice certain things about yourself. Like, I've been a person that's brought a lot of people together.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people. I know CEOs. I know a lot of people, and just because I'm a people person, and I meet people, and not only that, I've been around some people who got a lot of money, and I can sit down and have a conversation with them, and then people, just regular normal people, I've been around them.
It's shows like this too that really do that, and it's also just, I feel like I'm doing that. I've kind of been doing that because you said you've been doing this for 4 years. I think I hit 3 a couple days ago.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. But I've also, I think, with the way that Lovelace, my company, is throwing these events now, these artist showcases, I think that's bringing a lot of different artists that probably wouldn't be in the same room.
Right.
Because I don't know, dude. A lot of people would be throwing these shows and these showcases and these events, and they just be, to me, it's a little lazy. It's just like they just they come up with the day that they get to go, they come up with the place that they want to throw it at, and then they kind of just hit up their friends really quickly and be like, oh, do you want to perform here? And then that's their show. And there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of talented people here, so it's not like that's a knock on the show, but it's just, once you start doing 4, 5, 6 of those, it becomes very repetitive.
Right.
And so that's where it's like, when you look at a Lovelace lineup, you're not going to see the same people. You're going to see...
I've noticed
You've noticed that?
Oh, yeah, I've noticed that.
I'm glad, because that's something I really, pushed with my team, is that, literally our term is spice it up. If... As soon as a name repeats itself, especially with our civil deal that we have, shout out to Cam for letting us be there for 6 months. But especially with that, is we are not repeating names at all. At all. The Bills will always have 5, 6 different names. It's because I know enough artists to do that. And so there's no reason for me. I could easily just, I told you earlier, I run a music label. I could easily just pick 5 of those guys and put them on a show, and it'd be the best show in the state. But when everyone else is doing that and they're thinking the same exact thing, it doesn't help anyone. You're putting everyone's same fan base over and over and over again. It's just repetitive. It's if you miss one, you'll see it next time. It's not with Lovelace. If you missed the one, you missed it. Because I'm probably never going to put those same 6 people on the flyer ever again. It's just not going to work that way. I'm moving around for that to happen. I'm picking one of my guys, and then I'm going to find 4, 5, 6 other people that I've met over the years. I think the last one I had was, it just so happened to be 2 Fredericksburg people, someone from Manassas, a guy from Maryland, and then a guy from Richmond. No one's doing that. They're throwing a Fredericksburg show, it's 5 Fredericksburg people. They're throwing a Manassas show, it's 5 people from Manassas. They're never doing what I'm doing.
Yo, I love that. Real talk.
Like it's in like that's the trend I'm trying to really set is that there's just so much more world out there, and I don't think people get it. They're stuck in the little part of their city, and they're just stuck. Man, they're just stuck, and like it's just, and then they're what's the word? They're culture shocked.
Yeah.
Once they meet new people and see that there's different things going on, and I could go on forever. But
no. Actually, that's what you said. One time you said you came in there, and I don't remember a lot of people conversation, but I do remember certain things that you said. One of the things you said was, what I'm afraid is that a lot of the artists that are here are only going to stay here.
Oh, we're gonna get super comfortable. They're gonna get super comfortable. Yeah. That's really like I love. This is not a shot at Durrani because I love Ken, I love Butu, I love everyone that performs at that open mic thing, but that is not the entire world. Durrani is not the entire world. Definitely. It's fun. I love that place. I love every time I come to Thursday night open mics. Mm-hmm. It's the best thing ever because that place is always packed. Mm-hmm. It's a great venue to perform, but that is not the end goal. I mean, that is your end goal. I'm not shitting on either. But
if you want to be open mic only,
if you want to be more than that, you gotta go be more than that. Yeah. It's not. It's gonna be very rare if something comes to you in that coffee house.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's something that would have to be totally set up for something to just life changingly come out of that. And so that's where that's why I go out of my way to find people down in the 7 cities, Norfolk, Hampton, Virginia Beach people. That's why I go to Richmond, pull from Maryland, pull from Fredericksburg, pull from Manassas, because I want, all these people to meet, because they're all in the same area, but also I want them to see that there's no reason to stay in the place that's right down the road. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, you could walk to Civil and come see my show, but you could also take a trip to Virginia Beach, and go see a show down there. There's plenty of stuff going on. Mm-hmm. And Lovelace page is always, anytime I see an event, I'm always posting a hashtag night moves, is what I call it. Like, yo, if you're around here, there's events going on, blah, blah, blah. Or if you're here, there's an event going on here. Like, this is such a big world. Like,
so if I ask you this is a good question to ask you. Mm-hmm. What's your overall goal? Where do you want to be at in the next 5 years?
It's like the one question I can't answer. I don't know. Like you were saying earlier, your words like create. Mm-hmm. I have a different term for it. I'm really just throwing shit at the wall. Mm-hmm. I told that to my team probably a year ago, just because it was like, yo, we don't know what works. I'm 26 years old. I've been doing this thing since I've been in music, or like wanting to do something around music since I was probably 16, 15. So 10 years I've been doing stuff, whether it be on a small scale or whatever you want to call this little scale I'm at right now. I don't think I'm at a huge scale or anything like that, but I've been doing stuff for 10 years, and obviously we're still all here chilling in Manassas. Yeah. We're all in the same room together. So no one's stunting on anybody. So what I would say is, let's just try things. Let's just do things. There's not much to lose. Mm-hmm. That's really what I've been saying. So throwing shit at the wall is just, okay, if we have an idea, if it doesn't sound awful at the jump, let's look more into it. Mm-hmm. And if it just kind of, what's the snowball effect? Like a snowball rolling down the hill. If it just kind of snowballs into something that we're not fucking, then don't do it. Yeah. All right, we're done with that. No, we're not gonna do that. But if it snowballs into, okay, this could be something. That's what we're looking for.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at right now. I don't have like 5 years down the line. I mean, obviously it would be, everything that we do takes off and I'm in a big house somewhere on the beach. Obviously that's where I would love to be. Mm-hmm. But that's not realistic. I think I'm just gonna keep doing dope shit. I'm really I just want people to have fun. I just want people to do dope shit. Literally anyone who joins Lovelace, my number one rule is to have fun. Mm-hmm. It's because it's my goal. That is my goal. It's just if we're not having fun with this, we should all be school teachers and just work a terrible job or whatever.
That's true. Yeah,
you know what I mean? People get, my mom's a teacher. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, I'm a teacher too.
But okay, yeah, my fault.
But it's all good.
But you know what I'm saying? Though,
but I actually want to be doing this. But I love this. But I do.
Yeah. Like this is what you want to do. So you're trying to get out of that, right? So but it's like if you're not having fun doing this, you might as well be doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might as well be at working at Burger King or Sheetz or Wawa or whatever the hell you work. You know what I mean? You might as well be doing that because you're supposed to be having fun doing this. That's why you're doing this. So that's why it's my number one rule. It's like, as soon as you're not having fun, you let me know because we're going to figure it out. Like, I've told all my people that. Like, because that's all. That's my goal. Just to keep having fun. Yeah. Keep having fun and keep doing cool shit.
Y'all do. And everybody I talk to, like, who was that? Queen Petty.
Queen Petty.
Yeah, man. Love the girl, man. She was something
dope,
else.
Man.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all having her on.
Yeah, she was dope. Who else? You Key was dope too. She's a beast. Yeah. And I had her come out to one Lovelace Valley.
I'm so glad y'all did that for her, man. I'm like, it's one thing to like kind of okay go on the show, but it's another thing for like her to be co-hosting that, like, because that's like a 3-day thing, right?
3 days.
Did she do all 3 days or one day?
She just did Saturday. Saturday was the biggest day.
Okay, amazing. So she co-hosted the biggest day of that One Love Manassas. Amazing, bro.
Yeah, we had fun.
Like
too.
That was really like a proud moment for me. Like, yo, I put her in this position. And I didn't take credit for it, but I was just like, yo, I just kind of tossed her over, like, yo, y'all should check her out, and it panned out even more than I anticipated, and I was like so happy for her. I'm really like super happy that happened. So I appreciate y'all for doing that because she deserves it, yo. She's really good. Queen B Petty too. She's a hype. She's a hype personality, yo. I love her personality. The way she's quick with it. We found her. She's friends with my partner. So one of my business partners. So, when we started this throwing live shows, she was like she's like our number one choice for hosting. She's like, because she just hangs out with us. She's just big. She's big in hype. Just hyping the crowd up. She's just great at it. She just does it just naturally. Like, she hyped her whole room up, had no idea who she was. It's like, then when I saw her do that, I said, I mean, she doesn't do much right now. She has like her podcast and stuff that she does, her like Queen Bee Petty podcasting she does. But like, that's it. So it's like, yeah, she's our girl for when we need a host. And that's another thing I'm spicing up too, is like getting spiced up hosts too. That's why I have Queen Bee Petty and Key, and I have Mike Beasley, who's a podcaster from Richmond. He comes up and talks about a lot.
I don't know if I connected with him.
He comes out to a lot of the Lovelace stuff. I don't know if you met him.
I connected with a dude in Fredericksburg, actually.
Another dude in Fredericksburg?
Yeah, I gotta connect with him. I gotta pull him up again because we're supposed to meet up. But anyway,
shout out to him. Yeah, but there's a lot of podcasting people out here. But I love being able to put people in position. Like, it's really dope. Like, I live by the quote. I can't remember the guy's name now, but he's the CEO of Virgin Mobile, and it was always like, train your people well enough to leave, treat them well enough that they'll stay. And so it's like, just giving people a platform and just doing right by people that you've either stand behind or whatever it is, you just give them that. And so me putting several people in positions to do different things, that's really something I pride myself on. Yes. I love that I'm even able to do that. Like, that's something I really like. I love doing that.
Yeah, good.
Just seeing that, like,
I commend you. I really do.
I appreciate that.
I build I love building teams as well. I'm just starting building a team. I sat down with Aaliyah. I said, Leah, I know I can make this work. You know what I'm saying? Like, the team in Boston had 12 leaders under me, and then I had the rest. It was altogether 112 people under me. So my team was
I think about like 35, 40.
Tough. You know what I'm saying? And so
a lot of them are like freelance writers and stuff like that, and like artists and stuff like this. So it's a very loose team, but like when it comes to like support, it's unmatched. Like, it's
everybody talk
when it's supposed to come. I mean, that's why it's like it's it gets misconstrued that I'm always having the same people on the shows all the time because they always see the same people at the shows. Because shout out to Joe Ryan Media, he's my photographer and videographer for the civil residency, and he gets a lot of photos, he gets a lot of video, and splices together a recap for me. And you see a lot of the same faces, which makes it seem like the same people are performing, but that's not the case. It's just my team comes out every time, so I get a lot of that, and then the artists that are actually on the bill, they perform. So I get a lot of different looks and bad raps because people think they see the same faces and that's the same people. It's not. That's my support system, and that's what that looks like.
Tough. No,
yes,
I respect. Like,
yeah.
Everybody I meet that's a part of Lovelace always like, yo, I'm part of Lovelace. Like, they really do.
It's like, dude, I found out really quickly that people just like being part of something that's bigger than themselves, and so it's like, when someone does become part of Lovelace, they really create their position. Like, I've only ever looked at someone talking to me about something and been like, okay, this is your job. Like, you seem really passionate about this. Like, that's your job. Like, my boy Jeff, artist named King Coltrane, he's also my CMO merchandise. So he's just big into fashion. Like, he has this whole thing on Instagram called #ColtraneLooks, where he just dresses up every day and takes a photo of how well he's dressed every day. And one day he's sitting with me, my business partner, and we're talking about new merch ideas that we're trying to do. And he's talking about different types of cloths and different types of shoes and different types of colors that are good for the season and all that stuff. I was like, you're really into this stuff, aren't you? I was like, bro, you're going to fuck around and get a job. And sure enough, that's what happened. He's in charge of the clothes. Like, he's in charge of the merch now because he knows what is in. Like, he just follows it. So I was like, all right, that's your job. And like, I had a vlogger at one point, and she was showing mad interest in the whole YouTube thing. And so I said, why don't you just be the Lovelace vlogger? Come to the shows, do what you want to do, record yourself, blah blah blah, and be that. And so it's always what you make it. And I've never put something in a place that they didn't want to be, like, ever. Like, that's just where they need to be, where they want to be. And it just goes back to them having fun first.
True.
Like,
that's good. So having fun is the most important thing. What's coming up next? What's the shows and stuff?
Boredom's always happening. It pretty much just happens whenever I do it. At this point, the boredom is very reflective of me. So like, I'm very, like, sometimes I just don't want to do it. Sometimes, like, literally the next episode of Boredom's like sitting on my phone in my voice memos, just waiting to be edited, and it just needs to be put out. Really, it literally just needs like some fine tuning and put up. The next show we're doing is actually a benefit show. So actually something we're really excited about. We started another branch of Lovelace. It's called Lovelace Valley. It's based in the Harrisonburg, Charlottesville area, the Shenandoah Valley area of Virginia. And it's run by one of my friends, Keynote, who's also an artist. Very dope, talented artist. He can sing, he can rap. Very dope. But he goes to James Madison University out there, and he's been just doing nonstop shows, like, forever. And I'll be watching him do it, and I'm just like, yo, he just does everything by himself. It's crazy. And I was talking to my team, and again, Jeff, my CMO, I was talking with him in the room. I was like, yo, I would love to have Keynote part of Lovelace, but he just does everything by himself. I don't even want to mess with it. Like, I just want to watch him work. And I was just saying, I think he'd be stronger with some type of brand behind him. I was like, so he should, like, just create his own thing. And my boy Jeff, he was like, well, why don't you just give him his own branch of Lovelace? I was like, yo, I didn't even think about That's crazy. So like, what would I call something like that? And he just had coined the term the Valley for that area. Like Shenandoah Valley was a thing, but like he had coined that area as the Valley, like Harrisonburg, that whole place is Valley. So I was like, yo, if I just put like, yo, that's Lovelace Valley, then Keynote runs it. He has a slight team of people that he works with for all the shows. Yo, that's Lovelace Valley. It's the branch over there. You know what I mean? So we talked to him about it the last time. I think it was back in March. We had discussed it with him, and he was all for it. Because I mean, we work.
Which his project was dope though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
His project was dope.
Yeah. Oh, you listen to him?
Yeah.
Okay, bet. Yeah. No, he's really dope.
Well, I saw it on your page. I think you gave him a shout out, and he's sitting at a table. Is that Keynote the one sitting at the table? He's sitting at a table. It's like a food on the table.
Is that him? I don't remember. I'm drawing a blank right now. I can't remember. But
I think it's the same guy I'm talking about. But go ahead.
It could be. Shout out to Keynote. Either way, if that's you, then hell yeah. But he's just out there, working like super hard. So I just wanted him to be a part of something. And like I said earlier, people just love being a part of something bigger than themselves. And Keynote's always talked to me. I've always talked to Keynote. So when we talked about it in March, he was all for it. And my business partner and him were actually already talking about doing a show out there, some type of benefit show. They just wanted to get into it and wanted our help with it. So when it became like an official thing, I was like, okay, this could be the launch of Lovelace Valley. So he's like, okay, cool. I want to do two things. I want to do regular, hip hop event showcases that I've been doing, but I also want to do benefit shows like we're doing. And so he came with music therapy sessions, which will be a series of events, starting with this first one for the Sudanese people. Let me get my phone really quick. I don't want to mess this spiel up because Jisa Lee will kill me. It's benefit for the people. Hold on, I'm sorry. It's a benefit show for the protesters in the Sudanese revolution. So this is going to go benefit the people who have been impacted by the awful Sudanese civil war that's been going on. We're working with a clothing brand. They're mainly a clothing brand, but they donate a lot of their proceeds to different charities. Human International, and Jisa Lee is a part of that clothing brand. So it's us with Keynote at Lovelace Valley and Jisa Lee at Human International, working to just throw a free show, and it's all for donation. And we're doing like an open mic at the beginning, and it's like a minimum of $1 to support the cause and everything like that. But like we're not taking anything from it. We're just popping up at the Restless Moons Brewing Company out in Harrisonburg, and we're just doing what we can. And I think the one after that, not the one in June, but the show we do in July will be a benefit for autism, which I haven't announced it yet. So
this is around here.
That'll be in Civil. That'll be in Manassas. Yep. Yeah. That'll be the last show that we do as a part of that residency that we have with them. Benefit.
So I don't know.
So we're doing a lot of really like
dope things.
Yeah, dope things.
So I work with special needs kids.
Amazing.
The special needs park community is huge, and like huge in the DMV. Yeah. Anyway, I want to help out with that one. So
I'll definitely hit you up because I'm in charge. We had 6 civil shows. Again, salute to Cam for that because Cam's been amazing every turn. And there's 3 of us that really are like involved in the planning of the shows. So we each got 2. So I had so Zoe started it out, and he did the one in February, and then the one who just did the May I Kick It one, which were both incredible shows. The first one was the Love and Lovelace, and he did an R&B showcase, super dope. We had Abby Fur, she came out and did her thing, and Keynote was actually that one too. Yeah. So that one, then May I Kick It was the one that we just recently had, and then Sheila did her Ides of March one, which was just a super hype, fucking probably the best performers in all of VA came out and did that one. And then she's the next one. I'm not going to announce the name of that one just yet. Mm-hmm. But actually, when does this come out? When will this come out?
This week. I mean,
this week?
Yeah, probably Friday.
Today's
Wednesday?
May 31st. Okay, I'm not going to say it just yet.
Yeah, all right.
I'll tell you all fair. So she has the next one, though. She's planning that one. That one's going to be fun, too. And then I did Fool's Gold, which was back in April. And then I'm doing the last one. And so the last one is the autism benefit. That one, that one's going to be really dope.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll pull in.
So we'll definitely, me and you will definitely talk about that one because I'm in charge of that one.
Let's get it. Yo, I'm ready to go. I'm running this up. That's what's up. Okay. Shouts out to the fam, man. Thank you so much for coming to the show.
Of course, man.
Anything else you wanted to kind of share with us?
I just hope everyone keeps doing dope shit and having fun, man. That's what we're here to do, man. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, we can just work other jobs and there's so many other jobs out here. Like this is supposed to be fun.
It is.
So I mean, at the end of the day, just go into everything having fun, man. Mm-hmm. Also, you should change your ad name. You should be Frank the Host. Everywhere. I do. No, but you're like, because you're like, what was it?
Frank Lee Jr. on
Facebook. You should be Frank the Host everywhere, bro. I'm just looking for a branding standpoint.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, because that's your thing. Like right now, you're Frank the Host, so you got to be Frank the Host
all the way through. Yeah,
you might.
Respect
that.
I'm
just saying. I was thought I was gonna remember to say that too. Mm-hmm. Oh, also, I will be putting Brian on boredom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on wax for you. That's gonna happen. I'm flaky. I told you earlier. Boredom reflects me way too much. I'm wild. I like I said, the literally boredom is sitting here on my phone waiting to be posted.
Gotcha.
It just how I move is just so weird. But yeah, I'm definitely trying to talk to him because I've never even I don't think I've ever had a conversation with him.
Really?
Yeah. Is he good at conversations?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I bring him on the show and he don't know how to talk, it's gonna be bad. Okay, bet.
No, you know how to talk. I put my stamp of approval on him. Now.
All right, cool, man. All right, cool. That's putting bad guests on my show. That's not good.
No, I wouldn't do that. You provided some good people for me, so I gotta.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, definitely. I wanna. I gotta hit up Aaliyah too. And put more people on the show because I want a lot of people on that show.
Please do,
yeah, man, definitely.
Please
and I'm gonna send it over to you too.
Thank you.
Definitely, because like I said, I got a whole label of people that want to talk.
Come on, let's do it.
Want to talk remote, so
let's get it. One other thing I'll say this on air. We just locked something down. Tell you people this. Mm-hmm. It'll be June.
No problem.
So real quick,
I feel you.
Get off this. I have to say this on live because I want to say it is June 27th.
Oh shit! That's a week after my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're doing a produce like a beat maker show.
Ooh.
So
do you have slots open for that?
We will have slots open. I should release
really
it
quickly. I got bad producers. Well, how's that gonna work?
So
what's the plan for that?
So all the information should be out.
Okay.
Actually, I should have it either tonight or tomorrow.
Shit. Okay, cool.
Everything will be out. So we got rules and all this stuff like that. Actually, the guy he's that I'm partnering with. His name is Tweezy. He is 3. He came in 3rd in like this statewide contest. Yeah, cool. I mean he's from Detroit, but he won. He won here though.
Hey, shit.
So he's big time. He's number 3. I mean. He's telling me stories about him sitting across from Zaytoven and big names. So with that being said, we came together. We putting this thing together. So the whole thing is we want to make sure that we get the community coming to this right here because all eyes are on him, and so whatever he does. Now, it gets other people to looking and stuff like that because of he won that contest. Mm-hmm. It's huge.
I personally stand behind 2 or 3 producers, but there's like 20 producers running through my head right now. Like that's something too. Is like, yo, if anyone out there needs help booking things, that's my job. Yeah. I know so many people, and they all hit me up trying to get on my shows because they know me, but they don't know all these other people with other shows. So it's like the connection is not there. But like I know so many people. So I'm definitely gonna put my guys first because that's just how it works.
Cool.
But
I'm gonna post it.
It's a producer showcase.
Producing,
amazing
beat showcase.
Paulie and CEO, get ready.
Let's get it. It's gonna be something dope.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I love talking, bro.
No problem. Again, this is I Got Something to Say. I got something to say, and when I say it, you better listen up. NIq Bohr's on the show, and I'm super excited again just to have you.
Amen.
I can't wait to have some of your other people come through here.
Give me a co-host, man. Hit me up.
Yeah,
I like talking, though.
Really?
I really like. I'll come on for no reason.
Yo,
Yeah.
say less, yo.
Yeah.
I got stuff coming.
I'll literally come on for no reason, bro. Boredom, with boredom being so like wild, like I need you keep doing an outro and I keep talking.
No, it's good. You're good.
Yeah, no, with boredom being so wild, like I just like talking and hanging out. So
cool.
I love talking to different people.
Well,
so.
I have some more stuff coming up. Let me cut it off, but
all right, man.
this is an invite for you to come back, and so
yes,
we'll talk about it.
Definitely.